Hey guys, I know it's a little bit slow on the floor right now, so I just want to get together with you and do a quick fun little mini class. So let me ask you this question. Have you guys ever wondered when you get out of school, when you're out in the salon, what are some ways that you could make more money in the salon? Well, I have that answer for you. It's actually service upgrades, and I even created a fun little learning center for you guys to do later on in a bit. So with service upgrades, this is going to help you with guest retention, as well as money, of course. It's going to help with guest retention in that you are custom recommending solutions for your guests. When you make that personal connection and customize things to meet their needs for their hair, then they're going to build that relationship with you and they're going to trust you in the end. So do you think they're going to come back to you for more services in the future? Absolutely. Service upgrades live within our 4-step program, which you guys have already learned, I know, but it lives within that, so we're just going to review that really quickly. In the first step of your 4-step program with your learning leader, it is mini powwow. With this, when you meet with your learning leader in that little meeting, you're going to give them recommendations on your guest, on what you think would help them out and benefit them. You also want to recommend this during your step number 2, which is your service consultation. This is when you meet with your learning leader and your guest, and you would come to your guest and recommend solutions. Some great resources that you could use are your product knowledge guide workbook, our trusty wash house menu, of course. It has all sorts of great things that you could upgrade your guests to. And one of my favorite resources, your texture skill cards. You can actually open these up to the characteristics of hair type, and under each and every single one of the 12 characteristics, it gives you solutions for their hair type, as well as what products they would ideally like. And it also gives you service recommendations, which is absolutely great. The only thing that this doesn't tell you pretty much is who you'll marry, right? In your consultation, you'll want to write on the service ticket itself your service recommendations and upgrades. You can also write this in your take-home recommendation form. If you look on the side where it lists all the products that you used, towards the bottom here it says reserve for your next visit. It also has a little line that says service. If you recommended a service upgrade to your guest and they tell you, you know what, I just don't have time for that right now, then it also gives them a time frame so that they can come back to the school, come back to you, of course, because they'll want to request you, and do that service at a later date and time. In your consultation, you also want to ask open-ended questions. Open-ended questions are questions that aren't answered with a yes or a no. This is going to allow for more conversation and for them to open up and tell you what it is that they are having challenges with in their hair. Now I'd like to focus your attention to this lovely learning center I've created. First, I want you guys to utilize your texture skill cards and look at the following service tickets and look at the service guests. It also tells you what their hair type is. And look at your texture skill cards and look at possible recommendations that you could give. Then I'd like you to number your papers 1 through 3 and give the guest recommendations. I'll do the first one with you guys. So here we've got Ashley, and as you can see, she has coarse curly hair. We're going to go to coarse curly, and let's read a little bit about that. Requires heavy styling products to weigh it down, shrinks considerably when dry, and needs moisture. There alone, I can see that they probably have challenges with manageability. A great service upgrade for Ashley could actually be our Hair Triplex treatment. And you can read these like fun little facts to them. Reduces breakage up to 80%, improves shine up to 35%, and prevents color fade up to 67%. So my guest Ashley, she actually is coming in for a color service, but she also has that coarse curly hair. You can let her know that with our Care Triplex treatment, it's actually going to improve the overall manageability of her hair, and it's going to be like knocking two birds with one stone with this, because it's also going to prevent her color that she's getting in her service from fading. I'll leave number 2 and 3 up to you guys to do. Once you've completed that, I would like you guys to turn that in to myself or another learning leader and get that checked off so that you can get 2 boxes signed off on your worksheets. So just to quickly review the information that I've gone over with you guys, I'm going to ask you a few questions. When would you suggest a service upgrade? That's right, Katie, in the consultation. In that consultation, you would have ideally had a nice, lovely little conversation with your guest, and you can further do service upgrades from there. What types of questions should you ask in a consultation? Great job, Ashley. You want to ask open-ended questions because it's going to open up that conversation to more than just a yes or a no. What resources do you have that can help you with your service upgrades? We have tons of them. For example, we talked about our wash house menu, our texture skill cards, and of course, the product guide workbook. And my last question to you, what is the benefit of service upgrades? Yeah, it's going to bring you in more money, of course, because you're booking more services than you had initially booked for, but it's also going to help with guest retention and rebooking those guests in the future. All right, so let's make it a great day out on the clinic floor, guys.